You probably heard about this. We have an official date announcement. You probably saw these invitations going around. Stars and whatnot. I mean, everybody tries to read into these invitations to determine what Apple is telling you. What is the insight here? We got a new iPhone coming. And we got a date on it now. Now, I don't know if anybody's been watching on Unbox Therapy, but I've had a couple of little model units of the upcoming iPhone, including a very high quality one. I don't know how long ago that was. I know you're on the page there. It was older than that. Those ones were okay because it showed off the different sizes. That was about a month ago. But the other video is a really high quality model of an iPhone 14 Pro Max first look. It's in the middle there. Yeah, there you go. And this was like a one-off that a company made, and it was one of the best model units I had ever held. It really, the weight of it,
Right.
the finish of it, I have never seen one as accurate. Now, granted, we don't have the iPhone 14 yet, but I presume accurate.
Yeah.
And when comparing it to the previous generation iPhone, the fit and finish was the closest I've seen on a model.
Huh.
But that was all the way back May 13th. Good Lord.
You got to bring the caliper.
I was having a good time with that caliper, I'll tell you what. Although I should have ordered one size bigger. But it's fine because it's easy to handle. And you know what? I'll just have more than one caliper, Will. Is that fine? Is that all right with you?
Sure. Yeah. No one.
Can a man have more than one caliper?
Might be too much power, though.
No one man can have all that power.
Sure.
Anyway, we have a date now, so never mind all the rumors and model units and all the rest of it. I mean, we know what the phone is going to be like and look like for the most part. We know it's not going to change all that much. But we know Apple's going to tell us that they've changed everything once again. We know Apple's going to tell us that this iPhone is the best iPhone they've ever made.
Yeah. Again.
We've reinvented the iPhone again.
Uh-huh. Heard that before.
Again.
Tim? Yeah. Although this has like a cryptic little banner.
Did I say the date September 7th?
Yeah.
Did I say that?
Thank you.
September
you didn't.
7th. It's not far, guys. It's going to be your usual madness, your ups and your downs. It's going to be your people with the face palms. It's going to be your people holding it out like this.
Yeah.
You know, the people that do these things.
Sure, yeah.
Including yours truly.
Uh-huh.
Although, no, I won't be because I won't be. I'll have to wait like whatever till I can actually get it. 2 weeks later.
Sure, yeah.
Like a civilian, like a citizen,
Yeah.
which is fine, which is good. Let me ponder things a little bit more. But yes, you'll see that you'll be bombarded with everything is new when you know that everything is not exactly new, but it will be incremental improvements, and that's okay. That's fine.
What do you think this is, though?
Well, they're gonna do something with the astrophotography, right?
Really?
Yeah, they're gonna do something.
That's what you think?
I mean,
I think you're right. I thought it was something to do with like AR.
You've been saying that you're so AR
Scanning.
and you're so AR VR.
I could be wrong because there's a galaxy over
I could
here.
just hold up like this Tim Hortons cup and you'd be like, "Hey, man, it looks." I'm pretty sure it's a teaser for AR. I'm like, no, Will, it's just I'm just holding a. You just all of a sudden
scan it. Put it in your
all of a
iPhone.
sudden, no, Zuckerberg is in your ear as usual, and all of a sudden you're saying metaverse to me, and I'm like, that didn't even come up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't actually see the teaser, so
Yeah.
it is stars.
I don't even know if you can play that because they got so many damn lawyers over there, man. The last time you played one of their commercials, you remember what happened? You played a little bit of the commercial in the show, and then 17 lawyers later, and we're lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Okay, I might be exaggerating,
they
but
almost skinned us.
I mean, I might be exaggerating, but definitely, that clip was blocked worldwide immediately. Don't you dare comment on our commercial.
Yeah.
Man, why they gotta be so like that? Jeez. Lighten up.
Apple has a band hammer.
Why they gotta be so
big?
They gotta be so like that. Like you can't even watch the commercial? Well,
Apparently not.
you can't even watch the commercial. I don't even think I said anything negative. I can't remember. I think I was like, cool, they're playing up their durability or ceramic shield or whatever it was. And they're like, banned.
Yeah, you're not pooping on it.
Don't you dare. I'm like, hey guys, check out the coolest commercial ever. Banned.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of the way they behave. And well, we all know about this. We all know about
Tim
this.
Cook punches you through the screen.
We all know about this.
Yeah.
You want to know the crazy thing about it, though, Will? And I know all this stuff is, it's in person at the Steve Jobs Theater. So it's not a virtual one anymore. Did you see that? Join us in person for a special event at the Steve Jobs Theater in Cupertino. So
yeah,
that's
they're opening back up.
Okay, so that's something worth noting. You want to know something, Will?
What's that?
Even if they sent me this invite, this is funny enough. I couldn't even actually go. My life does not facilitate that trip at this moment on September 7th.
Yeah, you got to link a lot of things.
So you know what? Keep your invitation.
Jesus. This is a lot here.
Oh my God. I'm not joking, man. Like life is happening fast, man, around me. It's crazy. I'm going to need that device over here. You got to get it to me at this point. Like I can't.
Okay, yeah.
It's become so hard to travel. So hard.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could go. We could send you. Who knows? Maybe that's exactly what Tim is looking for. He's like, screw that Lou guy. If I could just get Willie Doo over here to Cupertino, we'd be all set.
I don't know if I'll fit in.
No? You think
Start breaking stuff.
they're going to boycott you as well? I mean, what have you ever done? What have you ever said?
I don't know. I might break things.
Really?
Just walk into glass walls.
Just a bull in the...
China shop?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Is that the saying?
Yeah, that's me.
I don't even know why. Well, the iPhone 14 lineup will likely be the main attraction. Apple is rumored to introduce 4 models: a 6.1-inch iPhone 14, a 6.7-inch iPhone 14, a 6.1-inch. Oh yeah, that's the key factor. You can see it broken down in my most recent video. No more mini phone, and instead a big non-pro phone. For those on a budget. So everybody wants the big phone, Will, and the sales say it. So stop arguing. Stop whining. You know what that's from? Stop whining. No?
Ren and Stimpy?
It's when you used to have the soundboard and it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Stop whining. I can't do Arnold at all.
That was terrible.
Go ahead, you give it a shot.
Sound like Ren and Stimpy.
You give it a shot.
I don't want to.
Arnold, stop whining. Well, you can't criticize my shot if you don't attempt your own.
No. I know mine is worse.
Stop whining. Stop whining.
Oh, God.
Let me actually bring it up right now. Stop whining, Arnold. Are you bringing it up at the same time? No, we need to get to the bottom of it here.
Stop whining.
Stop whining.
Stop whining.
I don't think I was that far off.
Really?
Stop whining. Stop whining.
Stop whining.
Stop whining.
Stop whining.
I think you need some work
Stop
there,
whining.
bud.
Stop whining.
Yeah.
Stop whining.
What were we talking about?
Stop whining.
Oh, boy.
The kids are soft. You lack discipline. But I've got news for you. You're mine now. You belong to me. You're not gonna have your mommy run behind you anymore and wipe your little douches. Oh no, it's time now to turn this mush into muscles.
Bro, we're going to get slapped by...
No, because I didn't
Arnold.
show the video. It's just the audio, man. Kindergarten Cop, is
We're
that?
going to get Arnold lawyers.
I think it's from Kindergarten Cop. It's time now to turn this mush into muscles. There's a quote from Arnold in Kindergarten Cop. You know what, Will? Every so often you gotta lighten it up, all right?
Okay, yeah.
You can't take yourself
I
too
need to work on
seriously
that.
here, all right? So no more small phone, 2 big phones. iPhone mini is dead. The notch goes to the hole punch selfie camera, pill-shaped cutout Face ID. that many are excited about, also featured in the videos that I made. Perhaps an always-on display mode and a boost in the megapixel count on the main camera up to 48 megapixels, and autofocus-enabled front-facing camera as opposed to a fixed focus. So here are some guesses via The Verge for what the space element might have to do with. The far-out tagline, maybe updates to the telephoto camera, maybe. Or a long-rumored satellite connectivity of some kind. Or astrophotography, yeah. Well, listen, we got to wait and see. September 7th, I don't know, maybe you and I will do a stream right from here. You don't have to go anywhere.
During the event?
I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe we'll do a recap. Maybe we'll just play Kindergarten Cop clips instead. I can't say for sure.
Okay.
I need to clarify something real quick on this next one. We were talking about, and this was your story, we were talking about autopilot, and then we mixed in some clips of a Tesla hitting a mannequin, and then people were like, man, that is part of a smear campaign, and people were criticizing the individual that posted that stuff, and then saying that actually there was a foot on the pedal and autopilot wasn't engaged during that video. You've obviously also realized this after that point. And Tesla's pissed about it, and as you would be, and they're demanding a removal of that video. And the second video, which we commented on in that same clip, was an effort to debunk the original video, which you knew was going to go viral to begin with. You show a Tesla hitting a mannequin, it's going to have a reaction response. Now, check if it's still up at the moment. I am not sure at this point. Oh, no, it looks like it's still up. Tesla crashes into child dummy as auto brake test fails. Let's see. The move comes amid heightened sensitivity to criticism of the software under public and regulatory scrutiny. So, Washington Post says Tesla demands removal of the video of cars hitting child-sized mannequin. A cease and desist letter obtained by the Post. Tesla objects to a video by anti-full self-driving group, the Dawn Project, that appears to show the electric vehicles running over mannequins at speeds over 20 miles per hour while allegedly using the technology. The commercial urges banning the Tesla full self-driving beta software, which enables cars on city and residential streets to automatically lane change. Yeah, we know about that. So who is this Dawn Project? Can we look that up? Oh, there it is. The Real Dawn Project by Dan O'Dowd, or at least he's the one posting here on Twitter. Our new safety test, Tesla's discovered that they will indiscriminately mow down children. It's very aggressive.
Poor choice of words here. Very aggressive.
Oh, I think he wants the words to be like that. Yeah. So there's obviously beef going on, and there's lawyers involved, and there's cease and desist involved. So we have to be very careful here, even the way we talk about it. But obviously there's a disagreement here. And speculation from Tesla that this was not carried out correctly and that they disagree with the findings here. A surge of news articles talking about the software and self-driving and so on, including ourselves having talked about it in the past. Tesla supporters have said that the test has been manipulated. Some of them sought to recreate the demonstrations involving real children in an effort to show Tesla software does work, but then you do the test with real children and then YouTube says, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because we're not
we'll
trying...
ban your video.
Well, we're not trying to have, even if you're trying to prove something, we're not trying to have videos on here of you testing. Like, this is a fairly dangerous test to run, and you're not going to want to do it with real children. Even though the test I watched, they were being super slow about it, and it seemed okay. You can understand YouTube's point of view. So this has gotten increasingly complex over here. However, I did think that the clip looked a little bit odd when I saw it the first time as it plowed through. But of course, in the age of social media and the speed of social media, you can have tons of views and people can come to their conclusions, and we maybe don't get to this point of the follow-up. So hopefully everybody sees this follow-up and or at least looks into it a little bit. But I really don't know what exactly you can do. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess you send a cease and desist. I guess that's exactly how it works. But they kind of glorify it a little bit. It's a bit odd.
No, this is a legit, like, commercial. that they really, like
No,
you
I
said,
know, and this is the
glorify.
one. This is the one that they want down. This
Yes.
is the demand to take it down. It's still up at the moment.
Yeah.
Dislikes disabled by owner. Comments disabled by owner. Comments disabled as well. So obviously, you start peeling the onion and so forth, and yeah. Take it for what it is. This take it for what it is. Go watch the different clips and obviously read the article and come to your own determination, or just leave a comment below, as I'm sure you're going to do your criticism of what's going on here. But we know Tesla's point of view on this. They do not agree with the video clip, and they obviously believe it should be taken down. Yeah. Full self-driving beta still in development. Upgrade, yeah. I gotta check my car and see, by the way, if I got that beta, and maybe Elon. And you know something else, sometimes I think because you cover these stories as they come up, and I don't know the way that it comes off as far as
Sentiment.
no, just like myself, I can't even recollect all the kind of like positives, negatives. Everything has two sides to it, right? Nothing is just nothing is perfect. Well,
You know what we got to do though.
What's that?
We got to test it.
We do the test and then we can't post it. Well, all of a sudden we got mannequins and anyway.
Maybe for ourselves.
Yeah. Listen.
Test it.
But no, the point I'm trying to say, or the thing I want to mention here is that this is incredible technology. And if there's been a moment where I'm like, no, not exactly ready, it's not meant to be an overall downer. It's just the way it works with new technology. The more innovative it is, the more amazing it is, usually the more scrutiny that it's under. It just kind of seems to be the way that it goes. But this is incredibly complex stuff. The people working on it deserve a tremendous amount of respect. It's complicated work, and it's very cool and innovative work. And even if something is not ready at the moment, doesn't mean it's not worthwhile. It doesn't mean it's not a worthwhile investigation. Mm-hmm. It's like a lot of things in technology. It's a matter of time. And maybe there's a discrepancy in people's perception of how much time or how close and things like this are up for discussion. But the fact of the matter is, even as it is today, it is impressive.
Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
And I own a Model S, so
Yeah.
so that should, I own a Model S, and I own a non-Model S and a
Okay,
Model
yeah.
S.
Yeah.
Stop whining. A Dodge Challenger Shakedown is the first of 7 last call special editions. That's because you got the electric model coming up, and they're going to go out with a bang here.
Ooh.
A literal bang of an old combustion engine. The Shakedown edition starts with a loaded Challenger RT Scat Pack and adds black and red exterior and interior bits. What do you think about that color?
That looks really badass.
You like it, right?
Yes.
You got the gray and the black and the red. It's all going together quite well. Only 1,000 Shakedown editions will be split between the 485 horsepower RT Scat Pack and the wide body twin, priced between $55,000 and $65,000 USD. I believe these things are made over in Brampton, by the way, so you can support some local workers there, Will.
Okay.
When you go ahead and pick one of these up. You got all types of graphics. You know how it goes with the racing stripes. Mm-hmm. Options such as carbon fiber and micro suede interior trim, technology package, adaptive cruise, heated steering wheel, and obviously a V8 making some noise. There will be 1,000 total, so 500 Challenger RT Scat Pack and 500 RT wide body variants. The pricing is not official. This is just guesswork where it's going to land. Some people will pick these up as collector's items. When we did the clip on the electric one, man, people are into it. It is a different take in the electric realm, right? Mm-hmm. The Daytona. Mm-hmm. We did the clip. It has like 100,000 views. People are talking about that. And that should tell you something. I mean, some people are hating on it. Some people are loving it, but it should tell you something. People are interested in a slightly different take on the EV.
For sure, yeah.
Which is kind of what this is. But also, on the flip side of that, them putting that, Dodge putting that out there means that some collectors are going to look at these last call editions as a way to hang on to the very last combustion version of really a car that's already collectible to begin with. And so I think these are going to be hard to come by, even if people just like put them in a warehouse and they're like, that's it.
The look is very timeless over here. So good for them. You know, close it out strong.
Close it out strong. Have a little celebration. Or you can do this, Will. You can have a mini-made Pokemon concept car. And you can hook your game console up to it. Has a built-in projector. Is this more your style?
Sure, I dig it. That's
Mini
cool.
teamed up with Pokemon to develop a Pikachu-themed concept car that's fittingly all electric. The automaker showcased the car during the Gamescom opening night event, which lets you hook up your game console and project your gameplay on the front of the vehicle. Oh my goodness! Look at this promo video. You probably can't show it. I don't know. Pokemon, is that what are we? Nintendo, what are we doing? Oh wow! I'm watching it, so you can't. But that is actually
show some
pretty cool. The projection and the big, huge dinner plate screen on the inside of it. Maybe you can. We're trying to promote your things, people. Don't take it down. We're trying to promote. We're not. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's cool.
The coolest part about the concept is that you can actually plug in your game console and use the vehicle's exterior projector to display your gameplay on whatever surface your car's parked in front of. So it'd have to be dark out, nighttime, but imagine that, Will. A little tailgate. Look at this. Little car party. Why didn't somebody think of this? It's pretty cool, no?
Yeah. That's fun.
You and your pals in your Mini?
Pokemon in like an alleyway.
What do you know about Pokemon? Can you tell me?
I only know the OG.
Give me 2 sentences or one sentence to describe to me Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
Oh, I should. How dare you? I walked right into that.
I did.
That's it. Just gotta catch them all. That's it.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Remember when people were trying to catch them all with the Pokemon Go?
Yeah, insane.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah, people still play.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're running around town.
I know
and
my cousin still plays.
They're just running around town and catching the Pokemon. But there was a moment where it was
scary.
It was, you couldn't go anywhere without people having played it or being actually actively playing it. You would just be
in the middle of a park
and
for kids.
Yes. And everyone's staring at
their
zombies staring at their phone, and it was crazy, man. How blew up.
Not even in crowds, just like scattered around people.
That's right.
Just like around.
That's right. I mean, sometimes they would get together, and I guess people would meet up and play together, but it was just, it took over for a moment. It really took over for a moment, but I guess that's the way things go, right? The trend is hot. Some things hang in there and so on. But anyway, this is just a concept car. Pretty cool. Regardless, pretty cool. Speaking of electric cars, California is apparently going to approve a plan to ban sales of gasoline-powered cars by 2035. The vote, hailed as a victory that could guide other states, comes 2 years after an executive order for zero-emission vehicles. Look at that image of all those vehicles. California, an enormous market for cars, Will. I'm pretty sure you know that. Here we have some statements. A plan to phase out the sale of gas cars over the next 13 years in America's largest auto market. This is monumental, said Daniel Sperling, a member of the California Air Resources Board. This is the most important thing that CARB has done in the past 30 years. It's important for not just California, but it's important for the country and the world. Now, listen, it's funny because you have guys like Elon that fled California. I mean, they didn't flee. They still got the Fremont factory going over there, and it's still a huge, the biggest market for them. But here you have a policy that you got to believe he's going to be a fan of. I don't know. I would assume that this is going to encourage a lot of people to just get a head start on this. And I know every other car is already a Tesla in California, but the rest of them now are going to start converting rapidly if this thing happens. I don't know that everyone's on the same page. You got companies like Ford that are racing to meet this criteria as well. And you have other plans from other automakers that have come up with timelines, and they've put numbers out there. They've said 2025, 2035, 20 this and that. But this is an outright ban, Will.
Yeah.
So all those older vehicles on the road, work vehicles, like you think of just how tough that's going to be. You got to replace every specific vehicle type that serves a purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, it does say cars. I wonder if there's for construction vehicles and...
Yeah, like Caterpillars.
Are trucks included in this? No, I'm just saying, even just pickup trucks, is that part of it? It's hard to know. I guess it doesn't really matter because...
I don't think so. I believe it's just cars.
I don't know.
Then you'll be talking about like construction cars.
I'm just going to try. I know, but I'm just going to type in trucks. Here we go. California is once again leading the way to establishing common sense standards that will transition to sales of all zero polluting cars and light duty trucks. There you go.
Okay.
Light duty trucks. So that's most of your trucks you see on the road are light duty.
Okay.
As opposed to heavy duty, which you see fewer of them. I mean, depending on where you are, obviously, but the best selling trucks are the light duty trucks. So those got to be electric too. So you're talking F-150, or you're talking Lightning. What a race this is going to be.
Yeah.
What a race.
I just think of these hand-me-down gasoline cars. That's not going to be a thing anymore because there's going to be a ban on gas stations, no?
Oh, no. So we're talking about ban sales of new gasoline cars. So they're not going to be pulling you over.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
You look like you're polluting there, sir. Is that a nasty exhaust you got on there?
Do I smell combustion?
Oh, boy. Some fumes.
Yeah.
You look like a polluter. They don't even speak that way, but when I do. When I'm a cop, that's the way I speak.
Yeah.
You look like a polluter. No?
Yeah. Instant.
You are a polluter right now.
I am. Well, you are.
You didn't like that accusation one bit, did you?
No, you.
You immediately threw it back. Don't put that on me. You take that.
I guess we all are.
Yeah, we all are, Will. We all are in one way or the other. And let me tell you something. Much like I said in the last story, there's no perfect.
Sure.
Everything costs something to someone, somewhere. And every technology has its pros and cons. That's all I'm going to say on that. Mm-hmm. Different levels to it, but yeah, it'll be polluting in some other way.
I think with
hopefully
cars,
less. Hopefully
that's the dream, right?
Well, I don't know.
Hopefully less.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, that's to be clear. It's hard to say. I've been thinking about this. Okay, so everything is electric. I start thinking about grids. I start thinking about
infrastructure.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
I hope the work is being done behind the scenes, that when you turn off the tap and all of a sudden everybody's plugging in. It's obviously not the case right now, but it'll be interesting to see it all play out.
Sure.
Because I've seen things in the past where you're like, wait, weren't we all prepared for that? And they're like, no.
There's this one thing that we need to solve.
And you're like, well, you guys were talking like you were so prepared.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, how many times in the last few years have we had experience with that?
Huh?
How many times in the last few years has it been where you've been surprised at the lack of preparation around like how easily things can break down, how easily things can go wrong, how easy it is to break things and how hard it is to build them.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all had very intimate relationship with that in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Okay.
2035, to approve a plan to ban sales of gasoline-powered cars. 2035. Automakers got to pay attention to this. And I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if the outright ban is the way to go, but I don't think it's going to be the last we hear on this subject. Today's sponsor, Audible. It's time to listen to the good stuff. I promise it's on there. I listen to Audible. Everything is on there. I mean, I'm sure there's something that's not on there, but I'm constantly finding interesting things to listen to. I'm running around. I'm going A to B. A to B, sometimes C.
Okay.
And that can mean all types of trips, road trips, and the perfect companion, particularly if my kids fall asleep or something, then I can really pick whatever. I can really pick whatever I want in those moments. So I'm like, go ahead and relax. I'm like, why don't you recline that seat right there? I feel like I can actually get more immersed when I'm listening.
Sure.
To each their own. But there's something for everybody on Audible. That's for real. Best-selling audiobooks, exclusive Audible originals, popular podcasts are on there as well. You will find the best of what you're into. Thank you to Audible.
So there's this new audio docu-series on Audible called Funny My Way. It's hosted by JB Smoove, and it's a deep dive into the lives of 6 Black comedy icons. This includes comedians like Paul Mooney, Flip Wilson, Dick Gregory, Rudy May Moore, and a few others. You can hear how these heroes of Black comedy broke color lines and made it to the top by doing it their way. It's also got featuring commentary from Cedric the Entertainer, Godfrey, Dion Cole, and many more. Go listen on Audible now. Go to audible.com/funnymyway. That's audible.com/funnymyway to listen on Audible now.
We're also sponsored by ZocDoc. It's time for the whole process of finding a doctor, specialist, dentist. It's time for that whole process to get easier. Why can't you do it online like everything else? Well, guess what? You can. It's just like other things that you love about being online, the online version of things. You can see actual reviews of doctors and specialists before you choose to go. In some cases, look at 519 reviews for a primary care doctor in New York. You can see recent reviews and actual details from patients. You can also see things like wait time. 99% of patients waited less than 30 minutes, and you can book your entire appointment right there, right when you're there. No phone tag back and forth. We'll call you here and there. I mean, I don't know. They might call you to confirm, but just to initiate the thing like this, because sometimes you put it off. You don't want to put it off. You want to get yourself checked out. You want to make sure everything's good. And this just makes it easier and allows it to fit into your life in a more convenient way and with more confidence when you know who you're going to see and so on and so forth. Very cool stuff. Go check the website. Thank you very much to ZocDoc.
ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. ZocDoc's mobile app is as easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant or getting delivery to your house. Search, find, and book doctors with a few taps. Go to ZocDoc.com/LouLater and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then, start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/LouLater. ZocDoc.com/LouLater. Go check it out.
Sony is raising the price of the PS5. All territories, but not the US. And actually, it's surprising. We're 2 years into the life of the PS5 and you still can't readily find one. Isn't that crazy? 2 years.
Yeah.
Like I remember when you have a new console launch and you have insane demand for it. But 2 years later?
Well, we can still get it. It's just at a higher cost. Secondary market and stuff.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I just mean that it's still constrained in some way.
Sure.
2 years into the life of PlayStation 5, Sony is taking the unusual step of raising the price of its current generation console. President, CEO Jim Ryan said Thursday that the company will increase the retail price of the PS5 in Canada, Mexico, Europe, the UK, Australia, Japan, and China, but not apparently in the United States. Lucky for you in the US. He blamed challenging economic conditions. While this price increase is a necessity given the current global economic environment and its impact on SIE's business, our top priority continues to be improving the PS5 supply situation so that as many players as possible can experience everything that PS5 offers and what is still to come. So let me give you these new prices. Europe is up 50 euros on both the disc and digital version, up to 550 euros for the disc and 450 euros. Oh, this is Europe, yeah. 450 euros for the digital edition. British pounds, 479.99, 389.99. Those are up 30 pounds from the launch price. Japan, it doesn't say how much it goes up in Japan or China. It just shows the new price. Well, let's get down to Canada here. Oof, 649, 519. That's a $20 increase in price. And in the States, it stays at $499, $399. Those are some key numbers in the States. 500.
Yeah.
Don't break. 500. Australia's in there as well. So a lot of price increases, cost of doing business, inflation, Will, all the words that scare you, all the words that make you shiver at night as you go to bed.
It really is like the small prices, the small price increases that really makes a huge difference. Like groceries, gas.
You tell him, Will. You tell him.
Clothes.
You know what, Will? Go ahead and rant. Go ahead and vent.
I'm done.
That's it. End rant.
Clothes. Credits.
No, you're right, though. That is the thing, because it adds up, and a lot of these things are just regular purchases for people. There's not a lot of thought that normally goes into it, but then all of a sudden you get to the cash register there, you go, oh, all right, okay. I see how that is. Like Mo always likes to bring up fast food. He always goes, my fast food bill is $20 or whatever it is. And I don't know.
It matters.
I'm trying to remember the last surprising one I got where I looked at it and had to double take. I said,
Which one?
I don't know. That's why I can't remember right now. I was like, that's where that's at these days.
Yeah. For me, it's groceries. Every single time.
Is there a certain item in the grocery store that you feel like stands out to you as, damn, look at that one?
And I would say mostly produce. The fresh stuff.
Interesting.
I don't know why. It just, and everything. All the fruits and veggies.
Go ahead, Will.
I'm done.
Let him have it. Go after him.
Yeah, it's just more.
You're a big fruits and veggies as well, right?
I do. I just got the magic bullet. I've
What
been
are you
making shakes?
Smoothies? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Trying to be more health conscious, you know?
Wow.
And it's perfect. It's like this little container and then
I know.
just drink it. Yeah,
I know what those are.
You know.
Oh yeah, I got those things at my house.
Yeah, it's great.
What are you putting in there?
Usually cucumber and spring mix and water.
Damn,
Yeah.
just a green one. You don't even put a fruit for a little sweet? You don't even put an apple or anything?
No. Sometimes ginger.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get that in there. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you're serious these days.
Yeah, and sometimes fruit smoothie with oat milk.
You're serious these days.
Yeah.
Is it a midlife crisis?
Yeah. I'm gonna turn vegan, but
Is it a midlife crisis?
no, not yet. I'll tell you.
Saving that one for later.
Yeah.
This is a midlife almost crisis. Not quite yet.
Yeah.
Save the crisis for later. I like that, Will. Give you something to look forward to.
Sure,
a future crisis. Mm-hmm. No, I mean the green stuff. It's hard to eat the green stuff.
I just chug it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just decided to go the route of
There's probably some sort of negative to that.
speed.
Not
Like-
chewing. Like the fiber something. I don't know.
Is that
Making it into like a liquid.
is that passing through you quickly?
Maybe. I don't know. The idea of like chewing, I think it's pretty important, you know, the fiber. But instead, I'd break it down instantly with the magic bullet. So I think that makeup changes it.
So is that moving through you quickly?
I gotta say that. I don't know if it does. I don't think so.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
don't think so,
Okay,
no.
that's what I was curious about.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a science to it where like chewing it is actually more healthy.
You just assume that to be the case.
Yeah, but for me, it's speaking.
We have a lot of health experts in the community here, and
Yeah,
they're
I hope
gonna
they can answer.
They're gonna put in the comments there.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell you if you're fine or not, and they're gonna tell you how quickly that should be moving through you.
Yeah, you're dead next week.
That's right. Xbox has responded to PlayStation's price hike. Will the Xbox follow suit? Today, Sony dropped something unexpected. Price hikes as high as 20%, depending on the market. Xbox fans and commenters from across the gaming sphere have wondered if Microsoft would follow suit. In a statement to Windows Central, a Microsoft spokesperson confirmed that there are no plans to raise the price of the Xbox Series X or the Xbox Series S, reiterating they will remain the same baseline, suggested retail prices in various currencies. I think that kind of makes sense. I feel like they have caught up a little bit in terms of... no, they haven't. They've caught up in terms of supply a little bit.
Okay.
I think they're a little easier to find, and I don't think the sales figures are on the same level.
They should double down and make an announcement saying like, "Hey, we're not going to change the prices."
Not just
Sony.
not just a statement to Windows Central, but go right on Twitter themselves and say,
Yeah,
"We're here to stay. We're the value."
yeah, stick it to them.
But the problem with doing that is then eventually when you do have to raise your price, everyone will shove that back in your face.
Of course, yeah.
So they would have to hedge. They'd have to know that they can deliver at that price for one. And the way these systems work with the variety of components and the change in cost of those components depending on global circumstances. You know what I'm saying, Will?
Yeah, they need to really double down.
All right.
And,
You hear that, Microsoft? Are you speaking directly to Microsoft? Because I know you actually talk to them. Are you speaking directly to them? Because it sounds a bit threatening.
No, I'm good. You do your thing, Microsoft.
Well, there's no need to be afraid of them. You're just giving some advice here as an expert in your field.
What's my expertise?
What do you mean? You've been involved with all these technologies. You speak to the people. Yeah. You know what the word on the street is in the tech and gaming realm. Your Mr. Metaverse is how you're known. You got the earpiece to Zuckerberg, which is permanent. It's implanted.
Yeah, we know when we fall asleep.
That's right.
When we hit the bed.
That's right. You guys have the Apple Watch, and you just send the heartbeat.
The heartbeat?
That's it.
Oh man, that's freaky.
But you're right. For the time being, I say play it up and offer it out there as a incentive to go the Xbox route.
Sure.
Or don't. It's up to you. I agree, Will. It's up to you. How about this one? Korea has shattered its own record for world's lowest fertility rate.
Shattered?
South Korea's fertility rate slid further to 0.81 last year. And the UN sees Korea's population halving. Halving by the end of this century. Go ahead, Will. You want to take a crack at that? It's funny when you see a word that you could say easily, having, but also the problem is without the L, it sounds like having.
Yeah.
Having.
Yeah.
Halving.
It's like multiple meanings.
But it's not halving.
For the same pronunciation.
Because you got to go to the V, so then you're halving.
Yeah.
It's all screwed up. Korean women were estimated based on 2021 data to have an average of just 0.81 children over their lifetimes, down from 0.84 a year earlier, the Statistics Office said Wednesday. The number of newborns declined last year to 260,000, which equates to about 0.5% of the population. Korea is the world's fastest aging nation among economies, with a per capita GDP of at least 30,000, according to United Nations global population projections and World Bank data by 2100. So, yeah. What are we, 2022? In about 80 years, its population is going to fall 53%. Oh, my God. Which is up from a forecast of a 43% decline, which was made in only 2019. So it goes to show you the pace of it, that estimate a year from now or 2 years from now could go even further to like 60% decline. And we've talked about this on the show before. I find this stuff to be fascinating because of how markets work and how the workforce and economies predicated on growth and investments and real estate, and you have an infrastructure that's set up to support a particular population, and then it gets sliced in half, and all of a sudden, how do you assume? And it doesn't get sliced in half immediately. First, everybody gets really old, and I mean everybody.
Yep.
And the ratio of really old people to really young people becomes enormous.
And obviously, automation is not there yet. You know what I mean?
Like you're talking about robots and stuff?
Yeah, robots, AI.
They're trying, but yeah, it's the pace of it is the thing.
Yeah.
And then you still have a shrinking workforce regardless if you have robots taking care of people. A shrinking workforce is a major factor in the decline of Korea's potential growth rate. The working age population peaked at 37.3 million in 2020, and it just continues to fall.
Well, we're in there too.
Canada?
Yeah, we're pretty low as well.
1.5, yeah. They're inviting more women, elderly people, and foreigners into the workforce. That's another goal. The number of women of childbearing age fell 2%. And a typical Korean woman gave birth to her first child at age 32.6, which is up from 30.2 a decade earlier. Her partner, on average, would be 35.1 compared to 33 years old a decade earlier. And Seoul, the big city in Korea, the fertility rate was the lowest at 0.63. So these are the type of numbers where you can rapidly deplete a population. Korea also did have the one-child policy for a short period of time.
Okay.
And then they quickly scrapped it when they realized, this could be an issue. Then they tried to incentivize the having of children, not the halving, but the having of children, to try to obviously increase the workforce and economic growth and so on. I think the alarming thing here is the rate. Like in 2015, it was still 1.2. In 2012, it was 1.3. It actually stayed at 1.2 through 2013, 14, and 15. But it was all the way down to 1 by 2018, and now it's 0.8 in 2021. And some people see it as a precursor for like a lot of places, a lot of developed regions. And there's all kinds of people with all sorts of ideas as to how this happens. And you'll have the people on one side that say, great, world is overpopulated, leave me alone. And then you'll have other people that are saying, like Elon, for example, bad news. He'll be saying bad news.
Yep.
You and I have talked about this extensively, how interesting it is, because you start to think about some of the biggest investments you make in your life, like housing and some of the jobs that people hold and the still the significance of the workforce and the fact that just how many things in our society require growth to take place in order, and this is why you have immigration in certain places. I just, what is your house going to be worth when there's nobody there to buy it? When your supply and your demand is so screwed up and skewed, and when the workforce has tremendous responsibility to the elderly, when the people that are even the age of the workforce have such a discrepancy in their population versus those that are going to need care and so forth, right. And that tends to be expensive. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of effects that come from this, and it's kind of, at least in our modern society, it's an experiment at this scale that we haven't really seen the results. We're not really certain.
You know, when you mention like residents, people living in homes right now, I mean, when they have a family, it's usually a bigger home. I am kind of scared that if people leading single lives will be just living in a condo up in the sky,
Right.
and it's just going to be boxes of condos, and that's all the society is. It's just condos.
You,
There's no big homes anymore. There's no giant like swaths of land.
well, or you can get one for cheap.
Yeah.
Because no one wanted it.
Everyone's just living in a box in the sky. Well, it got dark.
Well, definitely there's a lot of people.
It's unfortunate.
There's definitely a lot of people doing that. And I don't know. I find the topic to be quite interesting. I understand that the world is a much different place. People, things are very expensive. And I know people, this is a very complicated topic, but it's just amazing to me the speed at which things can change. The speed is so interesting to me. I mean, I was talking about 2012 or 2015 and having such a significant decline, but you don't even want to start looking at 1950, 60.
Sure, yeah.
It's crazy how rapidly the world was growing. And it's interesting how even with incentives, even where countries are attempting to incentivize, they can't change the social agendas. They can't influence it in any real meaningful way, at least not in some of the data we're seeing out of some places. It doesn't work whatsoever.
Yeah. Do you think that they're gonna like impose a law? Like if they impose like a one-child law,
You can't do it.
can they do the opposite?
No,
Have more babies.
you can't do it. I mean, that's a terrifying environment.
Or at least like what kind of ways are they able to?
They're incentivizing
promote?
with legit incentivizing with money.
Yeah.
There's an allowance. They're paying people to stay home and do that in certain regions, and it's not having any kind of meaningful impact.
Right.
It's it'll be an interesting next 100 years, to say the least, and see how some things play out here. I don't know. It could bounce back. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Nothing. Okay. So nothing wrong with like living in a condo or anything. I just.
Oh yeah. You went hard on the condo front.
But it's just the idea of not having like a residential home.
No. I
just
understand.
living in,
I know what you're
you know.
saying. I know what you're saying, Will. Yeah, I feel you're talking about having like a progression, like that it's not crazy what you're saying. People aspired to having families in the past. It's not crazy what you're saying, Will.
It's just
You don't
idea
have
of,
to
like,
feel crazy about it. It doesn't
Okay,
have
good.
to be for everyone, but it is cool and fine for you to say that you would aspire to having a family home and having a family. That's cool, man.
Yeah. I just think of like the idea of like just so many like rows and rows of buildings. That's just like you don't see any green or anything like that. It's just literally live up there and then that's it. And that's
Yeah, you're talking about like some.
that's a scary.
You're talking about
like,
some
Orwellian like future, in my opinion. But anyways,
You like grass. What I've come to conclude is you like grass, and so do I.
and just land and living with people.
But you also understand, for some people, that is not a reality. For some people, that is a very far off. For you, right? That might be a vision. You can see the steps to get there.
Sure.
Right? That might work that way for you. But you can imagine, we can picture this futuristic person. We can picture this person with an abundance of responsibility to older generations, that they want to take care of them. And then that extra effort may keep them out of really having tremendous success in their own careers, right? Because they're busy with trying to keep this whole thing together.
Yeah.
It's an abundance of responsibility, maybe too much, and then their own life and their own goals suffer because of it. You can envision this. And so that's the unfortunate part about having that demographic flip, is that somebody's going to bear the burden of it.
Sure.
And it's not going to be you, but it's somewhere in the future.
Yes.
It's somewhere in the future. And I don't know, governments aren't really prepared for it. They're trying, even in Korea, they're trying to adjust their policy right now because they see that they're not capable of managing that upside down demographic pyramid. It's not much different in many other places. I find this topic to be fascinating. We can move on. I'm sure it won't be the last time that we talk about it. And I know you also do find it interesting. So
Sure, yes.
This other one is also, I guess, somewhat controversial, and it's a funny way to end the show, and it's a funny topic to go to after the last topic.
Yeah.
This was a tweet that went viral, absolutely viral, and I think, did Elon comment on it, or he
did.
He reposted it.
He just had a laughing emoji.
Oh yeah, laughing emoji. Oh, there it is, laughing emoji. The caption from David Sachs on Twitter: "Does anyone still work?" And he posted a clip, a minute 17 clip, 5.9 million views, day in the life, 23-year-old living in Chicago, working in the tech industry. This video goes on to showcase, well, I guess,
I started bright and early at 6 a.m. because I had
a rather
events. So I needed to get to the office early to get some stuff done. It's
lavish.
actually glowing this morning. I love getting up this early because the sunlight is just so beautiful at this time of day. And I got to the office, I picked up some cute little stickers that we had out, and I was definitely one of the first people in the office. It was like totally dark, at least on my floor. And I started getting to work. I had to finalize some campaign edits before my meeting started for the day. I went downstairs. When breakfast finally opened, I got coffee and got back to work at 8 a.m. And then we just got some new swag at work, so I got to pick up a shirt and a jacket, as if we don't already have enough swag. And then I headed down to get some lunch. We had like a beautiful array of desserts and this vegan panna cotta. It was delicious. And after lunch, we headed to my favorite event of the day. We went to Scratch Goods with LinkedIn today, which I've been wanting to go to forever. You basically get to make a homemade face mask and just treat yourself a little self-care moment. We had about 30 people from the Chicago office go to this event. It was so much fun. We walked back to the office and grabbed our eucalyptus towels per usual, picked up some kombucha, finished a few things up before heading to a happy hour in the office. It was supporting a local charity. And I walked home with a few of my coworkers all the way to River North. It was a long-ass walk, but I had to go by Whole Foods to pick up some goods for a picnic with some of my girlfriends. It was such a great way to end the day with my girls, eating and drinking and watching the beautiful skyline of Chicago. Good.
Well, okay. I understand not everybody has that lifestyle, Will. And
No.
you told me that this is a common thing on TikTok. I don't watch TikTok. You told me this is a whole
It's a genre.
I started bright and early at 6
a whole
a.m.
trend.
Yeah.
People show off all kinds of things, you know? Like people
Sure.
on social media will show off a vacation or a car or a pool or a drink or a steak or whatever. This is like an extension of that where, you know, you're obviously highlighting things that are perceived as nice. You're not showing the whatever part of work is actually work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit, I can see why some people, I mean, I'm sure there's some work that goes on, Will, no? Come on.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's just a glorification.
There's some glorification going on.
Day in the life. And maybe this is not even a day in the life. Maybe it's just a couple days stitched together. Who knows, right?
So it really comes down to the editing here. Is that the takeaway? Wow, 5.9 million views. I have to assume, Will, that based on the reactions I'm seeing to this, that the way people are perceiving this is in the same way that the caption is coloring it.
Uh-huh.
Does anyone still work? For me, I think people would view, and it's very hyper competitive with these tech companies for hiring people and such, that people would view this and then assume that their day should be exactly like that.
Uh-huh.
Now, other people are going to view this and say, isn't that great? It looks like a great place to work, and I would want to work there too, and look how healthy this person is. And I mean, it doesn't feel like stress at all.
Right.
I guess the issue with that is maybe, I mean, we talk a lot about stress, de-stress, stress this, stress that. I think maybe the trouble here is in the absence of any stress, like maybe some stress is
It's actually healthy.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to have a little bit. Or else how are you supposed to compare what is good, what is bad, what's right, wrong? It's just like, if everything's easy, then like what's the point of anything?
Or maybe life.
But, okay, yeah, go on.
We ended the show with two complicated topics here. There's a spectrum here to this, and there's a massive spectrum in lifestyles that exist out there. And we have viewers from all over the globe, and things look very different depending on where you are. I don't even necessarily think it's the job itself. It's the fact that it's now being broadcast like the rest of social media. And you have people that will measure themselves against social media. And you have people that will feel a certain way, that people will feel very negatively if they feel that their lifestyle doesn't measure up. Now, I'm not saying that everybody does that. Some people can probably just turn on and be like, okay, whatever. But there's a huge comparison element.
Sure, yes. Absolutely.
And, you know, for some people that can be a very negative experience to only see the parts of somebody's day that are, as you mentioned, glorified or seen as, you know, nice or good or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's the extent of the presentation, and you're kind of lacking the other elements of life, the stressful moments, the struggles, and real life. Because I think everybody has them. Even, believe it or not, even this person has them.
Yeah,
but it's a question of editing, and it's a question of how other people will then perceive it. Is it her responsibility? Not really. Not really her responsibility how people perceive it. She can share whatever she wants. But as you mentioned, the whole trend, the whole theme, and then people's perception of normal and maybe the gap between how they view their lifestyle versus somebody else's, maybe that can be problematic on a per individual basis.
Yes, the individual, and also the corporation, LinkedIn. How do they feel about that video? You know, to see this girl just kind of flaunting and thinking that
I know, but Will, you
you
can watch a hip hop video and everybody's flaunting everything. Check
I know,
this,
but
check
that's
that.
the thing. Like, this girl works at LinkedIn.
Right.
That's the difference. And I think that it poses LinkedIn as a negative light, in a sense, like, oh, this, like, if you worked at LinkedIn, you can not do work. Based on this video, right? Like, this girl's 23 years old.
Right.
And whoever wants to apply may have this video in mind that they don't really have to
You know
work.
what is also interesting is having a corporate job in the age of social media and being an influencer. Because I'm just looking at this. She has 132,000 followers, 8.3 million likes. I don't know how much of that happened after this video because it looks like a huge range. I guess that's how TikTok works. Like, some videos go to 400,000 people and then other videos go to like 5,000. It's so different than YouTube.
Yeah.
Some of them just pop right off and others not so much.
There's no filter.
But it is a new thing to navigate where this person has a seemingly an important job, but also has this side hustle of social media. And you will see people, they'll write things like you can see in brackets there, not affiliated with my employer. And people will do that on Twitter. Opinions are my own. Until somebody says something offensive and then their employer fires them anyways, which we've seen happen in the past.
Sure.
So it's just a bit of a minefield out there. And I don't know what the impact of this particular post going viral has had, but the day in the life genre
Yeah.
and the sort of meme status and the fact that it's now broken out of its own segment and into the general public, because I hadn't seen these type of videos in the past.
Yeah. There's a lot of Toronto ones.
And the casual nature of it as well. I know I'm going deep on this, but the casual nature of it, like, that's one thing in the hip hop video. It's almost like it's so bold. It's like, you're damn right I got that. And I got that.
Yeah.
And I work hard and I got that. There is a sort of like a hustle element to it, I guess.
Sure.
I got, I put out all these records. I got all these Grammys, whatever it is. Maybe it's the casual nature of it. Like the nonchalant element that rubs people. I don't know, Will. You asked me to analyze it. You told me to put it in. You said it was a discussion that had to be had.
Yeah. Or we even talked about this before where this person might be like a parody.
The whole thing's fake.
Intentional parody.
I don't think so. You just showed the profile. I don't think that's what's going on. Yeah. But I do think that there is a tendency on social media basically to share things that will make other people jealous. I don't know what else to tell you, Will. That's the tendency.
Yeah.
Look how good my stuff is. Look how good my stuff is. I would be interested in the other day in the life videos. The rugged ones. Just to balance it out.
Maybe Elon's?
But that's not Elon. What do you mean?
You want to see Elon's?
No, I'm talking about a person who has and I'm sure they're out there, but the opposite of this job.
David Goggins?
No, because he can have as many he can have as many kombuchas as he wants to. I'm talking about somebody that's on the grind for real.
Like a farmer?
Okay, now we're getting closer.
Okay. Yeah.
Could be somebody who works on an assembly line. Could be, there's a lot of categories, right? That could be, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's like, I can't get too mad about it, Will. Like, it is a thing. It is a portion of this person's reality if we assume that it's real. And I wouldn't want to discourage anyone from doing it. I think what I would want to do is just maybe highlight the fact that the lens through which you view it, you got to be careful about that.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that's the part that I think affects people negatively when they take somebody's edit in general, across the board, when you take somebody's edit as something close to reality, because often it's not. And almost everybody is struggling with something. It's just that the ratio of what we get exposed to and how much of it is some edited, perfected version versus a better reflection of actual reality.
Mm-hmm. Just a different filter with your eyes.
Just see the edits. Look for the edits. Assume that they're there. And try to do some sort of prediction. Try to do some sort of analysis on what the missing pieces might look like. Mm-hmm. And then you might have something closer to reality. Man, you give me the hardest thing on the very end. Good Lord, man. Anyway, yeah, that was cool. Thank you very much to everybody who joined us here today. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen these things too. I'm sure you're over there on these TikToks and such. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're trying to achieve the American dream. Maybe you're trying to get a family home in a yard.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you're doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe the only reason you're doing it is so you can put it on TikTok after you get 5.9 million views as you sip on kombucha.
That's reality.
I don't know, man. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon.